All right, for the first time in 7 years, Star Wars is back on the big screen. So, how does it make its triumphant return? I don't know if this is the one I would have rolled out. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, season 4 of The Mandalorian is out in theaters now. Wait, yeah, did they release a full season theatrically? Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry, because that is not what it is, but it feels like it's what it is. I can tell you right now, The Mandalorian and Grogu is just episodes of The Mandalorian, or an overextended episode of The Mandalorian released to theaters. But all jokes aside, The Mandalorian and Grogu is the newest Star Wars movie, the first one we've had in 7 years, and this follows the Mandalorian and Grogu, who now work for the New Republic, and he is sent on a mission by Sigourney Weaver's character, who feels like that Sigourney Weaver just wants to be in this movie because she wants to be in a Star Wars movie. He is sent on a mission by her to deal with the Hutts, with what they're dealing with, and something like that. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not even going to do a spoiler review of this movie because there's not a lot to spoil with The Mandalorian and Grogu. Let me start with what I did like about the movie. For what it's worth, I thought the action was fun. It kept me engaged with the movie. It's been one of the most criticized parts of this movie for some reason. And I have no idea why, because Jon Favreau has proven in the past that he can direct action. I mean, he directed Iron Man and Iron Man 2. They aren't the biggest action-packed movies out there, but they have action in them. He also directed James Bond and Indiana Jones fight aliens in that one god-awful, silly, yet somewhat fun movie. I can't believe I'm admitting I like cowboys and aliens. Yeah, that one. So he knows he can dip his hands into action. He's even directed episodes of the show that have action. So the guy knows how to direct the action. I don't know, like, if critics were saying it felt disjointed or if it just felt like it came out of random places. I haven't really read that. I just know that they were criticizing the action scenes. For me, I thought that those were actually the highlights of the movie. And the second half of this movie presents a childlike wonder. I don't want to say childlike amazement, but a childlike wonder that you have again with Star Wars, where it kind of allows you to embrace your inner child. Like, hey, we're going to get silly for a minute. This is going to be for the kids, but the adults, yeah, just kick back and relax and just unleash that inner child in you. And I like that because it is a part of the movie that felt very much like the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, or in terms of more recent Star Wars outings on Disney Plus, the Skeleton Crew show. It felt a lot like that. There's this whole section of the movie, maybe a good 10 to 15 minutes, where the Mandalorian is indisposed and you're following Grogu around and you get to see things from his perspective. And I thought that that was actually a nice shift from what we were actually doing with the movie. Speaking of the other content in the movie, I did like that this did feel like it inhabited the world of the show. It didn't feel like it was something so far out there, but at the same time, it does leave itself to feeling very safe and uninspired at times. It just feels like it's going through the motions. And as I said before, all this is the Moana 2 treatment. They just had a full season of episodes, or half a season of episodes, smushed it down into a 2 hour plus movie, and released it theatrically. It was fun watching Star Wars back on the big screen, but at the same time, I couldn't help but look at this movie and say, this looks visually ugly. Like, this looks like it belongs on a streaming service, because it does. It has that type of color grading, that type of camera lens that The Mandalorian has had since the beginning, that the other Star Wars movies, good or bad, whatever it may be, just did not have. It just left me feeling so empty from a visual standpoint, where I could appreciate when this movie actually felt lively, like when you're following Grogu and the Anzellans. Yeah, the Babu Fricks are back. Don't ever tell me nothing good came out of the sequel trilogy. Fucking idiots you are. Babu Frick is one of the greatest things Star Wars has ever given us, and we got more Anzellans in this movie. Awesome. Awesome. There is this one moment. This isn't me bashing the movie for this. This is actually just a funny moment that I thought was kind of dumb, but I had to laugh at it for a minute. So when Mando actually goes to the Hutt Palace, gets his mission from the Hutts. They're like, "Oh, you got to bring back our son," who's played by Jeremy Allen White. Like, and he just looks at them. He says, "Well, what does your son look like?" I don't know, Mando. He looks like a fucking Hutz. Have you ever put two and two together? I don't know. No, Mando. He looks like Kit Fisto and Kylie Monday fucked and had a kid, and yeah, that's who you're looking for. Now, if Mando asked them about whether or not he looked like Pizza the Hut and he held up a picture of Pizza the Hut, then yeah, I could see why he'd ask them. I could see the discrepancy there. Then yeah, there's a difference. I had to laugh at that moment. I'm like, did Mandalorian really just ask that? He looks like a fucking Hut. What else is he gonna look like? I mean, granted, Rada the Hutt does have muscles. He has big muscle mass. He is jacked like he's Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s. But Arnold Schwarzenegger was never a Hutt. He was just a human being. So take that as you will. But yeah, it was one of those moments where I was just like, wait, what? Did he just really ask that? It's one of those moments that it's just a funny little moment to me that's not, a positive or a negative on the movie. It's just one of those things where I was like, oh, that was kind of strange. Watching this, though, it is just one of those movies where you have fun watching it in the moment, but it's not one of those things that feels so inspired. The plot here is super weak. It's really just kind of blah when you think about it. It's a Star Wars movie that's blah. It's one of the most uninspired and bland Star Wars movies I've seen. There are elements of the show in this. I kind of fell out of the show because everybody was hailing it as like the next coming of Christ and putting it up on a pedestal like we do with Zack Snyder and somebody else that I won't mention on this channel who might be the president of my freaking country, and it sucks. So I like nobody could criticize the Mandalorian because it was God's perfect idiot or something. But when it came to the other Star Wars shows, it was like, oh my god, purple lightsaber, no! And then it's like, oh my god, Luke Skywalker with AID aging, that's the greatest thing ever. I know why I fell out of Mando, I just couldn't handle those idiots anymore who thought that this was the greatest thing God had ever given us. It was the greatest gift to cinema. This movie did have a couple of structural issues like the show did. I had always said from the beginning, I never liked the way the show was structured with Mando planet hopping and planet hopping and planet hopping and planet hopping. That there are parts of this movie where it feels like Mando just goes to a place, gets a name, goes to a place, gets another name, goes to a place, gets another name, but then finds out that the place he was just at, that guy is actually the guy in charge of everything, and he's looking for him. There's moments like that, and the second half of the movie really just does not have a plot whatsoever. it's really just let's hang with Baby Yoda or Grogu, whatever the hell his name is. And it was charming. It was fun. It had that childlike wonder, as I've stated before. But would I have used this one as the big theatrical comeback for Star Wars? Absolutely not. It has that Disney Plus streaming look, visual ugliness to it, has that ugly camera lens look to it. It's very gray and desaturated. It was hard on my eyes, put me to sleep. There was a part of this movie where I took a 30-second power nap, woke up and I was like, oh, damn it, I didn't miss anything in 30 seconds. Where are we now? For a movie involving the crime syndicates of Star Wars, I wanted a little bit more, especially with the Hutts. Star Wars Outlaws gave you more. Solo gave you more. I'm saying Star Wars Outlaws gave you more is a compliment to that game for sure. I needed more. Like, if you're gonna do a Mandalorian and Grogu movie, I thought the whole point of this show and the movie, now that we have the movie, was to explore the origins of Yoda's species. Have we even touched upon that in 3 seasons in a movie? I didn't see season 3 or half of season 3, so let me know if they did. We got nothing now. This was fine with half a bucket of popcorn. It's not a very memorable Star Wars movie. It's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, I guess it's back. It's not going to be like a big episode 10 or Starfighter. Starfighter's the one I would have went with when it's coming out next year. That's the one I'd be like, yeah, I'm excited for that one. I want to see what they actually do. Mandalorian and Grogu comes out. It's like, do we really need a movie? And we really didn't. So have you seen The Mandalorian and Grogu? Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies. somewhere.